Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jo and this is Joey Sewy, where I talk about sewing, knitting, creativity and life. And today we have a pure and simple fabric haul, but a low cost fabric haul. So a couple of weeks ago, at the time of filming, I went to my very first sewing meetup. It was tremendously nerve-wracking, but of course everybody was lovely and I had a great time. And it was held in Dewsbury, West Yorkshire, which is quite a long way from where I live now, but actually a town I used to live in about just over a decade ago. Now when I lived there, I swear the fabric shopping was not this good, because I would have been declared bankrupt. Even having said that, it was one of the cheapest places I have shopped for fabric in years, if not ever. It was unbelievably good value, and the array, that's Dewsbury's only really a small market town, kind of not small for where I live now, which is the Lake District. It was a metropolis compared to that, but compared to most populated areas, it's a small market town. It's an old industrial town. It has wool and fabric heritage. There are lots of mills around. It was built on fabric and the wealth of that in the Victorian era. Now not so much. Now it suffers its own economic difficulties, but it seems to have a really thriving sewing and fabric community. Now some of that is down to the Pakistani and Bangladeshi and Asian community, who in West Yorkshire, I know because that's where I grew up, they kept fabric shops alive through the 80s and the 90s, when a lot of other people just weren't sewing anymore. They brought their culture of sewing and making with them, and they kept shops alive, which is fantastic, and I'm eternally grateful for that happening, because it means that I had somewhere to go in the past. Anyway, we're not shopping in the 90s, we're not shopping in the 80s, we're shopping now, and I've got, as I said, a low cost fabric haul. So we went to Dewsbury Market. Very good. There were, I think we went to 3 different stalls, might have been 4. They all blurred in, but they were very good value. The market, I believe, is held on a Wednesday and a Saturday, and not all stall holders are there all the time, because some of them switch between Dewsbury and Huddersfield, which is a neighbouring town, also very good, my birth town. Actually, no, I'm not going to start at the market, because at the market I got the most beautiful fabric. I can say this without a shadow of a doubt. The most beautiful fabric I have ever bought. But I'm going to save it because I'm me. So we went to Fabworks, which do have an online presence. That's the only place I'm going to talk about that has an online presence. And I rummaged around in their jersey remnant bin, and I got a total bargain. So their fabrics, huge selection, really good quality. So if you're buying online, I think you can be confident in the quality, and their customer service is really good. So if you want to email them and say, is this suitable for such and such, then I know you'll get a knowledgeable reply. But in person they also had a remnant bin, and you could buy 1 kilo of fabric for £6. So this is what I got in 1 kilo. I was there digging in the bin and putting stuff on the scales and taking things off until I was right on a kilo, and I had what I wanted. So the first piece, I'm basically going to leave it exactly as it is, and when the weather gets colder, I am going to wear it as a scarf. Hello. There we go. Felix is going to join us by the looks of it. It is the summer holidays. So this is going to be a scarf. I don't even think I'm going to bother finishing the edges, because it's jersey, and let me focus that for you. It's jersey and it's not unravelling, so I might just neaten up those bits where you can see the white underneath the blue there. But other than that, it's going to be a scarf in the winter, but not now. Hello. You didn't come with me to Dewsbury when I went shopping, did you? No, I went all on my own, no children or anything. So as well, out of the remnant bin, we got this t-shirting fabric. Hang on, let it hang down. There we go. So I figured, it was just about long enough to make a t-shirt for myself. I may have to add a couple of little yoke panels there, or it might end up on Felix's back. But I got that. So this is all within my £6 for a kilo of fabric. Then I got a red stripe because I can't resist anything stripy really,
You
as you've
already
already
have
seen.
something red striped.
I think it's a nightshirt though, what I have,
Yeah,
this red stripe, yeah.
that is
So
it.
this is for daytime wear. And again, it's probably just long enough. So I think it's probably just long enough to be a t-shirt, either again with a yoke or maybe with a wide bottom band. This is really, really wide fabric in itself. You hold that end, Felix. So there you go. We can both stand off camera and look. It's still there. So that was, you can let go now. Thank you. So that was within my £6 a kilo. You can come in. Everybody's here now. And the last bit I got out of the remnant bin was this white jersey fabric. Now this is knitted in a tube. Thank you. This is knitted in a tube, so it's got a fold at this edge and it's got a fold at this edge. But it's just white t-shirting. It's just the way it came off the machine. They are quite often knitted in tubes. So that's going to be a white t-shirt. Possibly I might even squeeze 2 out of that. And it's quite nice, thick t-shirting fabric.
Thick.
For what it's worth, there is a close-up of it. These have all been pre-washed. So that's why they're looking a little bit creased, because they've been pre-washed and I haven't ironed them because I'm not going to bother doing that until I sew with them. So I mentioned Dewsbury Market. Did I get anything anywhere else? No, there were a couple of other bricks and mortar shops, but by that time I'd spent way more than I intended to, and I didn't actually need any fabric at all, but it was rude not to be honest. So on Dewsbury Market there is a man who sells Liberty print remnants. Well, actually they're not remnants because they're still on the roll, but it's limited stock. So we went there, of course we did. I didn't actually buy any Liberty stuff because I've still got a couple of pieces of that, not one piece of Liberty silk that I've shown you already, I haven't sewn with that yet, and another piece of cotton lawn that is very Liberty-like that I haven't sewn with either, so I didn't need that. But I did get this lovely, sort of, I think it's like a digital print rose print.
It's sort of pixel.
Yeah, it's like
Kind of.
pixels, isn't it? Exactly.
It has white lines.
So
Look.
pixelated roses.
White lines everywhere.
And it's a jersey. And
Okay.
I bought 2 meters,
Okay.
I think. Oh, did I buy 1.5 meters?
I have it. There, fabric.
There we go.
Big fabric. Yes.
I think I bought 1.5 meters actually.
I'm
My
not-
intention.
No, when you bought it, was I there?
No.
Okay, I was thinking about the blue one. The blue rose.
Oh yes,
I was thinking about that one.
Yeah,
'Cause
no.
You bought 1 meter of that one. Or you 2
I bought 2 of them. That's a long time ago. You've got a good memory. Anyway, when I bought this, Felix wasn't there. It's still in Dewsbury on the same day. I want to make a Jenna cardigan with this. So it's a cardigan pattern, but it's kind of the style that I would normally knit. But I can't knit pixelated roses, and also I can't knit a cardigan in a day. So that's why I was going to do that. So I bought 1.5 meters, and this I think was, I think it might have been £4.50 a metre. Very expensive.
Expensive.
So that
fabric,
will have
yes,
been, what's 2
expensive.
times 45?
2 times 45.
About £6.50. Just less than £7.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, 2.45 is £9, but if I
Yeah.
bought 1.5 meters, it would be £7.75. And then from the same man, again, this isn't Liberty, probably is linen.
Yeah. Big.
And so we
Big
bought this
fabric.
dark pink, which I think
Hold it.
is going to be a dress.
I can see the light
There we
through
go.
it. It's really weird.
Yeah, you can. It's not transparent, but when... So I'll let you have a close-up of the texture of that fabric.
Yeah. Fabric.
When this pre-washed... Don't, hang on, keep it still.
Okay.
When this
I kept it
pre-washed,
still. I'm keeping it still.
you can see it did all sorts of ragged things at the edges. So that was a lesson worth
Sort
learning
out.
now. And the other thing that happened
Sort
when
it
I
out,
pre-washed it,
It's very
well, that's the
weird.
selvage edge, that's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But this edge, look at that bird's nest.
Wow.
Yeah,
That,
that's the
that
cut-
actually looks like a bird's nest.
Yeah. That's the cut edge of the fabric that did that. The other thing that it did when I tumble dried it, because I treat these as I will, is it made a huge ball of fluff. So all of this, like a fist size, wait a minute, a fist size ball of fluff out of 2 meters of fabric. So yeah, it sheds fluff like nobody's business. And I put a sacrificial piece of white fabric in to see if it would bleed. Initially I thought it had bled, but it turns out that it hadn't bled so much as shed. So the fabric hadn't gone pink, because I thought it might, because it was only £2 a metre and a very deep colour. It didn't bleed, but it did shed. So the white thing looked pink initially, and actually you won't be able to see this, but just in the air, having moved the fabric around, there's loads of dust bunnies, as they get called in this house. But I really like the colour, so it gets to stay.
This is a very big dust bunny. Whee!
Okay, it's getting more crazy by the second.
Yeah. Whee!
Next piece. Still Dewsbury Market, last stall, second to last piece of fabric.
Whee!
Okay, stop now.
Okay,
Is this. The man on the market stall said this had been used for shirting in Zara, which I can see that. I can definitely see that it was shirting. I'll give you, it's like seersucker, which means that it goes slightly crinkly. Now when I bought it, it wasn't crinkly. It's only gone crinkly during washing, but I quite like that effect. Felix. So I expect it's polyester cotton, and this is either going to grow up, when it grows up, it's either going to be a shirt or maybe a dress. That depends whether it's still summer when I sew it.
I think shirt.
It would make a good shirt, but I've made quite a few shirts recently, you see, Felix. So I was thinking of a dress, but we'll see. If it's not summer when I sew it, then it won't be a dress. Or maybe it'll be summer again by the time I sew it. Who knows? Might be that long. Come here. Step back. Yeah, okay. So we've mummified Felix now. Let's just leave him there. Right. I told you I had the most beautiful fabric I have ever bought. Let's just have a moment of silence for beautiful fabric, Felix. No, we don't do moments of silence.
I don't want to be in there.
You don't want to be a mummy?
No.
All right. Right. Here is, are you ready? The most beautiful fabric I've ever bought.
It is.
Oh no, it's far too beautiful for your fingers. All right, maybe not. Are your hands clean?
Yes.
It's silk. It is pure silk satin.
So soft.
Step back a bit if you want to be in shot.
Yes, it is very soft and it is very smooth.
Let's give it a wriggle, Felix. You hold one end and turn it the shiny side up.
Which am I?
So again, this has been pre-washed.
Smooth.
And yes, I put it in the washing machine. I didn't tumble dry it, I'm not that bad, but I did put it in the washing machine because it's my house and it's my rules, and I needed to know if it would be okay.
It's smooth.
Look at that ripple. Look at that. We could be on a chocolate advert or something.
It's very smooth.
So, can I hold it now?
Smooth.
Yeah, it's super smooth. What we need at this stage is touch-o-vision, really, because what you have to do is you need to stroke this fabric. You just need to stroke it. That's my hand underneath. Can you see how it's draping? Oh, this stuff is gorgeous. I said it was a low-cost fabric haul. This pure silk satin cost me £10 for a metre. I know. And it is silk. It is definitely silk. You can just tell.
Yeah. It's definitely silk.
Yeah. So if you saw my What Have I Been Sewing in July video, you'll have seen my self-drafted pink blouse. And this is probably going to be that, because that was a super simple shape and the fabric needs to drape beautifully. And if this fabric does one thing, it does many things, including make my heart sing, but if it does one thing, it drapes beautifully. So it will make a really great simple top, and if it's a simple top, then the fabric can be the star. That's the current plan. But I've got a lot of sewing to get through. I've bought too much fabric in recent times.
Look.
So all of this haul, if you're interested, cost me £34. Everything you've seen in total cost me £34. So I was rather pleased with that.
Look, it's really smooth. Like my hand is
very
there
smooth.
and
Yeah.
it's going straight, no bumps.
It did make it fine through the washing machine, and it dried in an instant. It was line dried, but it dried in an instant. It's going to be amazing. I wish I had 1,000,000 meters, but I could only stretch to one. that's it for my fabric haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little Felix intervention. And we will see you again I will see you again very soon with another video. Thank you very much for watching. There'll be other videos from my channel pop up at random just here, and if you haven't subscribed and you like this kind of madness, then please subscribe and remember to click the notification bell. Bye for now.
Yeah!